FL2K. I'm super excited to see how we do today. We're supposed to get 2 qualifiers in today. Yesterday was actually the first qualifier last night. Weather was good. Track was actually much better than when I tested. The track was super tight, so I couldn't get the car to launch the way it should have. But yesterday we launched good. As soon as I got in 3rd gear, your girl got close to the wall, so I had to abort the run. I think I ran like an 8.7, and that put me at number 16 on the ladder, which is at the very bottom. Not what we want, but it's all right. Hopefully with the weather, it does good today and we can run those 2 qualifiers and I get bumped up. Ultimate goal is just to qualify and go around and take home the win. So let's see how we do. Got Q2, Q3 coming up. I'm pumped, I'm excited. Day 2, FL2K, let's go.
So Mike Singh with Kraken Law Group. We are out here in Bradenton at FL2K. We're out here supporting one of our clients, Miss Joanna Marie. One of the things that I enjoy as an attorney and as a small business owner is supporting small businesses, even when it impacts my hearing. But you know, Joanna is a client of ours. She's an amazing person, really great racer as well. I, growing up, used to be involved and I used to build Supras and Toyotas. I love the motorsports, which is one of the reasons why I do car accidents, and I promote safe motorsports, such as racing on raceways like this. So, you know, we're out here to support our clients, and that's one thing we try to do. We need to get you a lawyer that supports you. You know, we're not for the people, we're for our clients, baby.
I think the best part about racing is honestly the memories I get to make with my family, my teammates. Like, everything else is a bonus. The goal is obviously to win, but you know, we have a lot of fun on the weekends. I got my mom coming, she cooks, so it's really like a family-oriented thing for me. And the fans that I get to meet, I let the kids sit in the car, like just seeing their face and all that stuff, it just really, like, I don't know, it means a lot to me. And I think that's honestly, like, to answer your question, one of my favorite parts of racing.
I think they're still running. So I learned, so I come here. You know what I mean? Like, try to lock it. So when you shift, you're not doing this. So run it lower so you could, you know what I'm saying? You don't move your body and move the wheel on accident. Okay, this little bit's a lot.
He's doing a test pass. He said he does not want to leave at the same time. So I said, you're going to go in.
Yeah, I'll do my thing almost.
And you're going to lead first, let him lead second. He's going to stage first. So you can stage.
So go in like you're racing, yeah, and go.
I want you to practice like you're racing, so that's why I said you're going to go first.
And if you, hey, me and Mark made a
This oval up here looks like Madman got something to say as we just got to mid-pro. Yep, I'm going to go up all-wheel drive DCT, all-wheel drive versus DCT. This is your first call. And Joanna is 7-second certified. She can do it. Beautiful machine. I love the pink and blue on the side. That's my flavor. We go all in there for life. Let's go. 142.
Click 4, the car turned off. Something's wrong. That sucks. Praying to God that it's nothing crazy, something we can fix. Whew, a little crazy. But definitely went into a safety cut because as soon as I hit 4, I lost all power. right, guys, quick update for y'all. Unfortunately, that safety cut was more than just a sensor, what I was hoping for. As y'all can see behind me, we got the engine out. Looks like I cracked the cast block. This is why a lot of people go billet. I've been planning to go billet in the future, but these cast blocks, you just never know if you're gonna get a weak one or a strong one, so that's the issue with them. And I mean, we don't even have that many passes on it, and it cracked perfectly, like a little hairline crack, but I think everything in the inside is fine. It's just the block. So the only good news I get out of this, but we'll see. We came with a backup prepared. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the car and pray that we make it to Q3 tonight, much cooler, so we can run a better number, hopefully. It's not going my way this event so far, but that's racing. So we gotta stay positive, and anything can happen when it comes to racing. So we'll see what happens. Well, 2 more tries tomorrow, I guess, hopefully. On the light, I thought I was your rear, so I let off the clutch, and then I got the yeah. I gotta figure out. I'm doing something wrong with the staging. I was never a problem before, but I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna roll it, so I guess I gotta hold the brake a little bit better.
Maybe it's missing pressure.
Maybe. All right, guys. So day 2 of FL2K has not been going as planned. I don't know what's going on with my car. She's got an attitude this weekend. She's not working with us, but we're not gonna give up. You know, my slogan is always trust the process and never give up for a reason. Something that I try to remind myself whenever we're in these times of defeat. We still, on the schedule, have 2 more chances tomorrow. Anything can happen. So I just gotta stay positive and, you know, do my best, and hopefully we can figure out with these bugs. You know, it's weird. It's like issues that we don't really deal with. The car's pretty dialed in and usually does pretty good, but you know, it's racing. Anything can happen, like I said. So I'm just happy to be here. I've got some awesome supporters. I got my family here, and it's what it's all about. So that's a wrap for day 2. We'll continue with the vlog tomorrow, hopefully with some better news and better updates. All right, guys, day 3 was absolutely crazy at FL2K. I didn't get a chance to record at the track, so I'm back at the shop and I'm giving you guys a full update and gonna go over the clips with you guys to discuss what happened. So next day, we got our last and final round of qualifying, and as you guys may have known from watching the video, my best time I think was like an 8.3, which put me at number 16, and I know that I was gonna get bumped out of the field, so this was my last shot to get in the field to compete. We were faced with so many battles and issues. The last pass, we actually discovered that it was a crank sensor issue, which we've had issues with the crank sensor in the past, so we decided to go ahead and finally rewire it at the track and just hope that it was gonna go well for the last qualifier. So between that and we found out we also had an issue with the staging brake, so that makes sense why I ended up rolling the beam a bit and why I kind of panicked. I clutched the car as I was staging in the 3rd round of qualifying, which we didn't discover until after Q4. So you're gonna see Q4 now, and this footage is absolutely insane. This was my last chance, as I said, to qualify, and let's watch this clip and I'll go into details what exactly happened afterward.
Florida, the hometown, GP1 Racing, tuned by A Rated R. Number 23 currently outside looking in. Akil right there with her. Number 22, 8:57 this time.
The funny thing is you and I were talking about this. Nothing against Joanna. This is not aimed at her, but how many times did we see somebody make really good licks to the 8th mile and they lifted early and it was dead in the middle?
Yeah, Joanna Marie definitely capable. I'm sure Akil Jackson is too.
See Joanna Marie's crew kind of down there slapping the hands together. They're like, come on, let's get pumped up. Let's get this.
That JBR engines powered machine.
All right, right side is there. Joanna going to answer the bell. She is there. They're going to take their time. They want to make sure they get off the start line right. 149.60, but 146. We've got the front half we need in order to be able to get there. Top end says 8:51. No, Joanna Marie, 8:18 with an 8. That'll put her in the show. Joanna Marie knocks herself in their number 12 qualifying spot for Joanna Marie. Your crew can celebrate. They are now in the show. Granted, they're in there by 0.04 of a second, but they're there.
Looking down there and making sure everything's all right on the big end.
All right, guys, as y'all can see from Q4 clip, that was absolutely insane. I ended up losing my staging brake. All pressure was gone, and I had to basically launch the car without using that. And when you get used to driving a certain way, your brain kind of just goes into like a moment where you're like, what do I do? So it took me a second, and I had to, end up launching the car as you kind of would without a brake, which was weird, but I knew this was my last chance to get in the field. My last shot. If it wasn't for this pass, I wouldn't even be competing the rest of the weekend. So luckily, your girl ran at 8:18. That is not my best time, not really a good time to be honest, but it put me in the field and that's all that mattered at the time. I was just grateful to have ran a solid pass. We could figure out the other issues when we get back to the pit, but I ended up hearing that I got in the field and I think that I can't remember what number that put me at, but I want to say I was at a good number, somewhere between like 9 and 10, which is better than 16 because that was the bump out. And I still had cars going behind me. So again, this was my last shot. So it's just crazy. These cars throw so much random stuff at you. And this year I've been tested in so many different ways. To my last race at Pan Am's, I lost all clutch pressure in the clutch and the car kept shutting off and it was just crazy. But I feel like all these little things is what kind of helps you learn to become a better driver. And now if it ever happens again, which it shouldn't, your girl already knows what to do. But it was insane. I was again just happy to have made it in the field after all the issues we battled all weekend, from engine swap to the staging brake, which we ended up realizing that the brake actually caught onto the ground, I guess, somehow, and it sliced a hole in the staging brake line. So started losing pressure. And again, in that previous qualifier pass, I ended up like almost rolling the beam. And now I know it was probably because the handbrake pressure was starting to not work anymore, essentially. So after this pass, we went back, reevaluated everything, fixed the line, and we were good to go and ready to go into E1, which I was actually going against #1 qualifier, good friend of mine, Andrew Fernandez. I knew it was going to be tough. Drew actually ran a 798 or something like that, which put him at #1 spot. This race is tough, guys. It's hot outside. The weather's crazy. The track is crazy. Like, we deal with so many conditions at FL2K. But, yeah, it was pretty crazy to have Drew first round. Let's hop into the next clip so you guys can see how it went.
Obviously has the favored role and has the lane choice. Joanna's going to try to do everything in her bag of tricks to get around round #1. She got her way in here. She clawed, like you said, tooth and nail to get in. She's got the shot. And we're sitting here in the pre-stage beams. It's going to become a mental game. A little bit of nitrous getting fogged on the left-hand side is Andrew. Now the call goes out to him. He answers. Green light is on the Christmas tree.
Marie out front. Can she pull it off? Upset victory over the #2 qualifier. Yes, sir. Joanna Marie, right side of Orlando, Florida, does it. Turns his.
As you guys can see from that pass, I ended up winning first round of eliminations against my good friend Drew. He had some sort of issues, but hey, racing is racing. You gotta always race your race because you can never know what can happen in the next lane. It's all part of it. So some call it luck, but I feel like racing is part luck. And I got lucky that round, I will say. It was gonna be an intense race against Drew because I said he was #1, but actually going back and looking at the footage, I believe he was #2 qualifier. So to running like bottom of the ladder to running against #2, it's always like, what's going to happen? But as I say, you got to race your race. So we moved on, went on to second round of eliminations. And this time I go against another one of my friends, Victor Alvarez, who is a part owner of Bradenton Motorsports Park, and he also races Goldie, the car that my good friend Robert Maps, let him rest in peace, he used to race. So this race was actually going to mean a lot to me. It was actually my first time ever racing him, like in eliminations ever. It was crazy. So I knew Vic is a good driver, and I know that car is dialed in. It's a consistent 7-second car, so I had to give it my all at this race. So I let Vic roll in first, and let's go into the clip so you guys can see the rest of what happened.
So pick one and ride with them. They're both out of Florida. Joanna Marie left side, Victor Alvarez on the right side.
Yeah, both powered by JBR engines. This ought to be a good race. Coop taking on the hatch. Love the paint job on Joanna's car, left side of the track. Pre-stage, right lane in, waiting on Joanna. She gets a little bit more boost. Oh, come on, girl. Yeah, here we go. And Joanna gets off first and stays out front. Oh, is it mixing it up here? Oh, that was almost, yeah. 826, 171 for Joanna Marie.
So I ended up winning a second round of elims, but unfortunately, I ended up hurting another engine on this pass. I do want to note that the first engine that went was a crack in the block that ended up happening. It's a cast block. So this is why a lot of people go billet, but the backup that I had was actually not a new motor. It was a motor from a previous race, Pan American Nationals, and it had multiple hits on it, but I didn't have time to get my backup engine done before FL2K. So it was kind of like the backup there that I was hoping I wasn't going to have to use because of all the hits that I had on it, but it ended up being that I had to use it, so I did what I had to do to race. I mean, we serviced it as much as we could. We changed the bearings in it, put new fluids, obviously, and we were just hoping to bring home the win. But fortunately, like I said, I ended up hurting the motor on this pass, so what I decided to do was to not scale the car to give Vic a chance to go on to the next round because I knew his car was fine. I think he hurt something small, but it could have been fixed in time to make it to the next round of elims. So what happens if you skip the scales, you're automatically disqualified and the next person goes on. So since he's my friend and, you know, I like to show good sportsmen, there's no point of me scaling when I know I can't even make it to the next round. One, I didn't have a third engine, and two, I wouldn't have even had enough time to swap it to make it to the next round. That's only something that you do if you know you have time to fix the car, kind of thing. So I knew I wasn't gonna have time to fix it, so ended up giving basically semifinals to Victor Alvarez, who actually went against his friend Dennis, who actually ended up winning the race. So it was a crazy event. Obviously it did not go the way that I wanted it to go. With all the little issues that we faced and battled, it was just crazy. These cars will definitely test your patience. But again, that's why I always say trust the process. Honestly, I'm just super proud to even have basically made it to the semifinals. Like, this was a race that I used to be going to just their test and tune, which they used to have back when they first started as like little fillers in between, and to be now competing and winning. Like last year I made it to second round of elims, I believe, and then I ended up losing that round, but this year I actually made it to the semis, which was just an amazing accomplishment. As I say, my time will come. When it's my time to win, it will happen. For now, I'll just keep trusting the process, never giving up, and just enjoying, you know, racing and doing what I get to love, meeting all the supporters and spending the time with my family and fans in general. Like, it's what I love a lot about going to the track, meeting you guys, and the memories that I get to create with my family. Fun fact, I actually have my cousins who have been flying down from Puerto Rico for a majority of my races, and they've been coming out and supporting and helping me like turn the car around in between rounds. And it's just awesome to see like how our little race family has actually grown, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun at the track. We get to make new memories every race that we go to. I'm happy because we've been doing good. We've been progressing. I've been progressing as a driver. Despite all these little issues and challenges that's been throwing at me, it's honestly, in my opinion, what's making me become a better driver. So that's it for today's video, guys. That's pretty much what happened at FL2K. We'll give it another try next year and see what happens. Racing is racing. It has its ups and it has its downs. Unfortunately, I feel like you experience a lot more downs in the X front wheel drive world than you do ups, but hey, you gotta take every little grain of salt and all the positive stuff that happens and, you know, just make the best out of situations, because if not, you'll pretty much just be unhappy all the time with these cars. You just never know what it's gonna throw at you. So again, just grateful to do what I love. Grateful for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Grateful for the sponsors who helped me make it to these races. Grateful for my team. I couldn't do any of this without them. These cars take a lot out of us over the weekend, from engine swaps to servicing. Like, we went through 3 sets of tires at this race because of the radial prep. So it's just a lot of little stuff in between, and at races, I don't really get the opportunity to wrench on the car as much as I love to. I only get that time really at the shop where I'm at right now, because at the track I'm mainly dealing, you know, speaking with you guys and dealing with merch sales and all of that, which I'm grateful for. So it takes a team. I feel like you are nothing without a good team in this sport. You really need one, and I'm grateful for mine. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I know these videos are a little bit late, but we're gonna keep them coming out. I actually have a World Cup Finals one that's on the way as well, so be on the lookout for the next video. We're all going to all the amazing stuff that happened there. Another semi-final I made it to. Man, I'm proud. That event actually ended up getting rained out, so something out of my control. Wasn't the car this time, but as I said, we'll see what happens. When it's my time, it'll be my time. For now, again, I'll just keep giving it my all. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.